Hello and welcome. This is the weekly update. There's a lot going on this week, and we have a few things to go over. I think what we are seeing today in the market after Jay Powell's Friday dovish alert that the Federal Reserve is no longer in a tightening mode, that they're going to alter policy is a couple things. We've got big earnings out this week, and everyone knows they're making I mean, you can't go around life without knowing NVDA Wednesday after the close. But we got a firm, Salesforce, CrowdStrike, Five and Below, Hewlett Packard. Wednesday after the bell is going to be an interesting day, no doubt about it. We have on Thursday after the bell, Dell, Lululemon, MongoDB, Marvell, another semiconductor. And here's what's interesting. All the semiconductors generated bad or at least negative reversals, big sell signals. This is the PPS indicator. Again, can be found on Thinkorswim, Wealth Charts, Trade Navigator, and again, TradeStation, as you see here. What we were looking at is my little scanner page with monthly, weekly, daily, 5-minute, 15, 60. So I can look at the pivot levels and I can look at different trending volume conditions in different time frames. What's interesting on Super Micro, it's been in a monthly sell signal since last month, as you can see here, July, and it's formed a lower high, lower low follow through. Today on the close, a big reversal, downside action, and let's go over to the advanced trading system and look at this. The volume was greater than its 10-day average, and that's significant. And the relative strength, the PMC rating, is now gone in not supernova negative, but it was improving, and it gives me the sense that the next level is to retest maybe the August 12th or lower levels, and so we could see some fallout out of Super Micro. Two things that I'd look at for this week's earnings. It looks like we are getting a rotation, the MAGA 8 names. We could take a look at Apple. We could take a look at META. Daily sell signal. I sorry, I should have had you focused right here. PPS sell signal in Meta. And Apple is a PPS sell signal in the works. NVDA. Again, it's been in a little daily sell signal here. We have TSLA. It's also in a daily sell signal. So we're seeing weakening relative strength and daily sell signals in a lot of the MAGA 8 names. So let's take a look at Goog. We can go with Google. A lot of you guys like Google versus Goog, and it doesn't tend to one or the other for me. It's just never saw a price recovery, so it's not really going to be able to deflate much value out of it. AMZN and Amazon has been in a daily sell signal since before Jay Powell. So after Jay Powell didn't work or do well for Amazon. So maybe there's wealth being spread in other areas of the market other than those 8 names. And earnings come out on Best Buy Thursday before the bell. Consumers back to school. The monthly trend looks pretty generous with volume, people accumulating on the longer term side of things. Daily volume was all right. I will point out that there was in the August 30th, I believe it is, the 98 strike calls way up there. Excuse me, September 6th. Hold on, John. Not this weekly option expiration, the following week. We have 4,476 volume with 65 open interest. I believe those options are going for 63 cents. Another one, so it tells me that someone's taking a really small amount of money for a big size upside gamble. Foot Locker. Foot Locker is another one of these that looks like it could be basing out longer term. It's got a negative growth, no PE. It really doesn't have a lot going for it. When I say negative PE, let's take a look. And Foot Locker, looking at the valuation, it's just there is no price to earning ratio because they're underwater. So again, maybe it's their time to shine, but I would say with Foot Locker, it seems someone's taking a slightly bullish bet. Foot Locker comes out with earnings on Wednesday before the bell, and it seems that someone didn't have a lot of confidence, but the 36 strike calls, 1,858 volume, 293 open interest, going for $1.20, twice as much as the Best Buy trade. And then finally, last but not least, I want to get into this was AFRM, Affirm, the pay-as-you-go. It's got some decent structure. I mean, if I had to say, put a gun to my head, where would you go with this? It's not my cup of tea to buy this type of fintech space, but it looks like someone else feels differently. The 33 strike calls have 2,299 volume today with 398 open interest. So 10 to 1 on the open interest. And those options were going for 265. And again, that is the September 6th, not for this week, but for the following week. Let me point out what one little thing that we are seeing. MDT, Medtronics. Medtronics had earnings last week. Popped, it flopped, it rallied back, and then finally, even today, it's had, after Jay Powell, it's had some follow-through strength. So what I'm seeing is that sometimes we're getting delayed reactions on some of these issuance, and that's why I think that maybe because it's liquidity, maybe because it's Jay Powell last week, but a lot of stocks have delayed reactions. That might be why we picked up some kind of unusual option volume, not for this week, but the following week in those particular names. Something to be concerned with, or at least to be alerted with for option traders. I was asked again, how is the algo program doing? This is exactly what we show in our live trade room. In the E-mini today, it was a choppy day, but this one trades overnight because people want to see the overnight trades. So green line, connect the dot. This is where it entered. That's where the emergency stop, trailing stop feature got kicked in. It got short and it just trailed to stop. These yellow dots are the overriding stop functions. This short got blasted out. This short made money. It's long going into the after hours market. How did it do through Jay Powell? Here's Jay Powell's speech. It actually did pretty well in the overnight session. Green lines connecting the dots from when it enters to where it exits. Enter, exit. It missed the whole thing because it had a trailing stop, so a little volatility, and then finally at the end of the day caught a nice trade. Went long, got stopped out, but overall phenomenal performance. And all last week, maybe you'll see a couple trades, caught big trend to the downside, got right back in, almost where it exited, big trend to the downside. And so this algo program is based off a lot of criteria. And one of the things that we're going to be talking about is how to build this strategy in our seminar. If you are interested in learning more information, I'll post something in tomorrow night's. I'll do an update video tomorrow night, and we'll take a look at some more earnings as we move forward. But I think that kind of some stuff that you can look for. I know last week we talked about Palantir 32 strike puts, and now the market's trading at 30.85, kind of disappointing. By the way, Meta, let's take a look at Meta real quick. I think I pointed this out to you already. Daily charts. Meta today generated a daily sell signal closing below what we would call a 3-bar reversal. 3 bars to the right are higher. 3 bars, or in this case, there it is. 3 bars to the left are higher. So that's some people call it a pivot, a swing low, whatever. It did close and break below that low. Volume, that on balance volume trend, that was pretty significant. That kind of alludes to the fact that if the market opens higher, even person's pivots, the daily person's pivots targeting a lower red, a lower green is targeting a bearish day for tomorrow. So we could see Meta, come back into coincident value area is around 507 or maybe lower, but this was an old high. That was the point of breakout, the point of retest, and it coincides with tomorrow's announced predicted person's pivot support. Again, that's where it says right up there. Person's pivot, the day support figures, end of day. And that's the outlook of one of the MAGA 8 names. I hope this information finds you well. And again, if you're more curious about what we do in our live trading room, come get a free trial, sign up, and then we'll see you on the next video update. And if you like what you hear, give me a thumbs up and let me know. Put a comment in the board. And if you're looking for better or more analysis, not better analysis, but looking for other analysis in crypto, let me know. We'll try and see if we can squeeze that in. Have a great trading day tomorrow. We'll see you on the next video update.